come out all guns blazing. So many question marks for both of these lineups, but we'll see if FURIA or Astralis can make some of those into exclamation marks. Let's head over to our casters for the first best of 3 of the day.
Yes, thank you to the panel. What a game this will be. I think there's a lot of questions to be answered. I think the desk outlined it really well. Astralis definitely have the struggles, but it's not like FURIA are playing flawless Counter-Strike either. We're on Nuke, and Astralis are on the T side, with FURIA on the CT side. And already a little bit of action from Sip. Slowing it down, but looked like you wanted to catch someone up on that hut. What do you think, Jason?
Ooh, look at this pounce outside. But look at the stack outside. Oh, FURIA has the perfect position, but actually a little bit too wide for the first contact player. One up at vents. At the air conditioning unit, blameF is going to back away. Saw way too much pressure, way too much presence there. But all that defense outside, all those resources positioned outside to watch yard has allowed Xyp9x, has allowed glaive to get down to secret without being spotted.
Config in an interesting position. Maybe he could drop on someone up there. I think Yuri's playing around in mini, so might be a chance for a little bit of a surprise start. Oh, Safe will take him down. Yeah, opening kill of the best of 3. Goes to a straight headshot from that P2000.
I think glaive and Xyp9x are so amazed they got down here for essentially free. They're just like, we don't know what to do. Should we plant? There's got to be a lot of people around here somewhere. blameF with 1. Farlick goes down, and it's going to be a bomb site defense. Post-plant retake coming in.
And they know where everyone is. He saw all of them Farlick for a long time there. Glaive trying to put a little bit of pressure on actually the run and gun. Put them on 4 health, and blameF coming in with a huge flank. That's going to be a double, and Safe, he'll have to back on out of there. Not much he could do at this point in time. So opening round goes to Astralis after finding an empty bomb site. What a luxury.
I mean, that's the kind of risk reward that you get if you're FURIA. If you go and stack outside like that. They had 1 player in lockers. They had 1 player at the aircon vent. They had 1 player up in heaven as well. So you have that 3-player vertical stack that doesn't give you any results, and that is a lot of resources, a lot of manpower to put in that position, and obviously going to be weaknesses elsewhere that Astralis is able to exploit. So pissed around to the Danes.
It's a beautiful start, though. Config.
Yes, it was a beautiful start. It was a beautiful first kill.
Yeah, he never saw it coming. It's great. But yeah, this flank here, and I think 2 of them were already at 4 health at this point in time, so...
Yeah, he takes those.
Delicious.
Yeah, yummy.
Well, Astralis, they'll be happy about that. The second round, is that an M4A1 on Safe that I'm seeing, Jason? Am I hallucinating this?
No, you're not. It would make sense if you were. So a little bit of a hero buy here from Safe, and that's a nice dink to open things up. Glaive down to 46 HP, but still the question is, can you get that M4 involved? Can you put it in the right position? And yeah, you definitely can. Glaive never would have expected an M4. And now Astralis has got to be scratching their head because there's not actually a buy on any of the other players, but they're probably very, very paranoid about it.
I swear at Farlick's cam, he looked had a huge frown on his face like, what?
That's just Farlick, baby.
It could be. KSCERATO going down. Art wants to go and investigate, but actually he's setting up for a nice little play here. Config, see how careful he's going to be. He is checking it out. Looks like he almost maybe have spotted him, but surely not. That's a nice pick off. Maybe he did.
I think he spotted him earlier when he was like, swinging back and forth and just wasn't sure where he went, but just obviously the alarm bell's ringing. So back into the lower bomb site once again in round number 2. And unfortunately, the M4 has been taken away as well. Config has that picked up, so investment from FURIA doesn't give them the results they would have liked.
That's really interesting. I'd like to see that more. I could see the surprise of that working out. Just, a little bit more firepower.
It did work. Yeah, it's just the question of where do you move it next? After it's down in secret, it gets that opening kill. Glaive was a little bit, I mean, you don't expect it, so he's taking a few more risks than he would, but where do you put the M4 after it gets that kill? Yuri and drop with nothing to do. Okay, 2-0. And this is kind of the fun part of this match. As you mentioned, the desk talked about it as well. It's not just the pressure of IEM Cologne. It's not just the pressure of your opening map of the group stage, not just the pressure of trying to avoid that lower bracket this early on in your run, but it's also the pressure of these recent results that both these teams have had. They have not been reaching their potential, especially true for Astralis. FURIA coming playing flat. Astralis, this lineup hasn't even really gotten going the way that it's meant to.
No, not at all. And with picking off blameF and Config, just it feels like that should in itself be a powerful duo to make you win a couple of games here and there. And Config has shown some games. I mean, we saw it from him. Yeah,
he's had a rough time individually lately, but here in Cologne, he's been on point outside of that opening match.
Yeah, and if we can get some more of that, I mean, that's a huge bonus, isn't it? Safe is out fighting. Gotta be careful. HE to him would be devastating at the moment. So he's going to fall a little bit further back. That's going to allow potentially for blameF making his way past just slowly, steadily. That's the first piece on the chessboard that they want here. Could do a lot with this position.
And he's going up against the MAC-10 on Art. So, I mean, last round he was the MAC-10 against the M4. This round he's got the AK against the MAC-10. And Art makes his presence known, spamming into that smoke.
Yeah, trying to get that safe jump so that he doesn't have to show himself too much. blameF is just continuing, slowly, steadily, trying to make as little noise as possible. Interesting position to be in right here. Config winning the fight finally against saffee out there. Started about 30 seconds ago.
Astralis has been so quiet. They're giving time for blameF to move into position inside events. They gave time for Config to find a kill outside. Defense is rotated down low. FURIA has no idea what's happening on the map. Oh, this is going to be so rough. Yeah, they never knew blameF got into that position. He equally didn't know that a second player would be downstairs. Yuri. Now comes the ramp hit. Although Astralis even called that back.
Yeah, I mean, either way, this defense is so weak no matter where they go. Drop, getting the kill on Config, that's a good start. 25 seconds on the clock, and Drop surely calling it in, saying, more are coming. It's going to be the Galil to take him down. And they can't really get up the vent, especially the Molotov is there. Yeah, a little bit of an oops, but it's still holding both of them back. And even after that, there's more to slow them down. Bomb is going to be planted with 13 seconds on the clock, and I don't know what FURIA could do. Nothing, it seems.
The lurk from Config, the kill outside that took away all the information in Yard. blameF's position in vents, finding the kill onto Art. It pulled the rotation downstairs, and there was no way for FURIA to recover that scenario.
This is like a textbook Nuke CT side confusion round. It's so easy to have this happen. And even though there's confusion, even if they know that blameF has made his way down there, but they still feel a lot of pressure to go and find him. And that's actually what causes a little bit of trouble down there.
Yeah, just brutal. That's 3 rounds, though, we should say, to start the game. blameF has been able to make that run. I mean, it's still early. One was the pistol round, so, I mean, sometimes that, you know, hit or miss. He was able to go from a different position than outside, but second round got to secret with no problems. Third round got to secret with no problems. So we'll see how long FURIA continue to give him access without a whole lot of pressure in return. 3-0 for Astralis on T-side. Nuke, it's their map pick.
Maybe that's what's being written down in that notebook. Like,
secret control.
Yeah, we need a little bit of that. That's a real cooldown on that FURIA economy to start with. So that's going to be annoying to them, no doubt. 4th round coming up. KSCERATO swings for the fight, and he'll take down blameF. Absolutely no problems there. Nicely done. AK in hand, so he's no problem for winning that fight right away. Up close with the CSAT 75. Don't get to see that nearly enough nowadays. It's kind of gone out of fashion a little bit.
Oh, I like this setup, though. I like this little bait. Yuri, oh, flashbang comes in. Yuri turns. Can't win the fight, though. Can't adjust in time, and Xyp9x, you know he's going to check the corner as well. Heads up play. Art finds a kill with the AK-47. Some spam damage on a blameF. He's making sure he can't be aggressed upon. 3-on-3. And blameF can cut off rotations down vent. He can chill for a little bit. And once again, Astralis gets Xyp9x in a very advanced position in ramp room, and they just wait patiently.
blameF was so ready for that fight because he heard that little drop off, so you know he'd probably be checking the smoke no matter what, but definitely all of the neurons were firing at that point in time. He's not going to miss that one drop, and KSCERATO left 2 versus 3 in SIP. Slowly checking it out. They got 50 seconds. They're not going to be rushing into anything.
This is the scary thing right now, though, and I know it's only 4 rounds in, or this is only the 4th round that we're playing, but Astralis has had a few rounds now where they've at least completely tactically outplayed FURIA.
Yeah.
You know, especially getting into that lower bomb site without a whole lot of resistance. They've been able to just destroy their rotations, have players in positions to punish them when they move around the map. So tactically at the moment, Astralis very, very much outplaying FURIA. We'll see if that changes. FURIA hasn't quite had all the resources they would like, all the utility. They haven't had an AWP out yet. So once that happens, we'll see if FURIA can put a stop to it. But you got to be happy with the way things are going if you're Astralis at the moment.
Four and 0, and you're right, tactically. But even some of these, it's small details. But I mean, the SIP taking that fight towards the radio room and kind of winning both those fights. I swear, when Astralis were playing it as big, I saw almost nothing at all out of SIP, even in pretty middle of the road fights where it looked like, you know, well, this is nothing special, but you should win some of these. It's very quiet, not that interesting to really look at from SIP's point of view, which has been kind of a concern and a complaint for a lot of people for a long time.
Yeah, he seems to be the player of all of them who's like lost the most comfort within how this team is playing at the moment. So it'd be great, obviously, if they could have him finding a way to be a little bit more impactful moving forward. AWP on safe.
Yeah, time for FURIA to make their presence known in this one. Although, what a start! Sip and Config. One of them threw the smoke onto Art. He must be shaking his head, just wondering what is happening. Why me? Why through the smoke as well? Safe gonna try and back off a little bit with that AWP, but a 5-on-3 beginning. And this one, not even any strategy really involved. Just those two opening kills and so much time on the clock.
Well, just as we were talking about Zip, he adds a third kill to open things up. Config with a banger. And just like that, FURIA get all their toys that they want to play with in round number 5. Except they have to play with 2 men down. 2 men down.
Yeah.
Oh, back towards locker. Config outside, the only one. He knows there's an AWP, so probably isn't going to want to challenge wide towards the locker doors. Farlig getting some damage on a drop, nothing too crazy, but FURIA again scrambling to find a way to get back involved in this round and have some kind of a strong defense somewhere. And of course, Astralis is going away from the 2 players in the upper bomb site.
Yeah, you might not feel like watching the game, but I guarantee you playing this slow in a 5 versus 3 is painful for FURIA. They really want some action, somewhere to take the fight and try and see if they can get it back, but they're losing every single one. Farlig is nearly down, but still at 18 health and safe, just cowering in the corner with the AWP, trying to see if he can keep it into the next round. Sips out here watching for him, and that's a flawless round. 5-0 in favor of Astralis.
Absolutely
Explain
stunning.
it for me, Jason.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Stunning openings. It's just wonderful shooting, and it might be time for a timeout for FURIA. They look like they're snoozing. Coffee break. Double shot of espresso.
Some push-ups.
Push-ups are always nice.
I saw Astralis outside doing all kinds of physical activity before we got into it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what made the difference. I'm just saying that, you know, there's got to be a way for FURIA to get in here. But I think probably, you know, for a minute you can excuse yourself. All right, we lost a pistol. That's fine. That happens all the time. Then, okay, we lost the first rifle round, but next time we'll. But eventually, even that kind of speech is going to feel like, ooh, like now we're losing more of these rifle rounds. We actually have the weapons. We're not even getting a chance to fight. And even some of these kills, I mean, it's hard to even say FURIA should have done something drastically different. I mean, you get shot for the smoke.
Certainly in that previous run, yeah. Like Config's gonna hit a shot like that once in a while.
Yeah.
It's
like,
unfortunately it's coincided with Zipex getting another kill through smoke in the first 10 seconds of the round. So that one's brutal, and especially with a 3-on-5 with the entire round to play, it's really hard to find a way to shift into a good position to try and recover this situation. Safe with an off angle outside. Ooh, spotted, tagged up. Nice awareness. I believe that was Farlig or Glaive sliding out. Obviously Glaive, as Farlig has the AWP. Spots the opper, forces him back, but look at all the manpower now coming out here. You have Safe with the op, and you've had Art rotate over towards secret stairs. The real painful part of this for FURIA is the lack of nades and utility.
Oh, yeah, you're right. One single smoke left. They have a couple of defuse kits at a minimum. Might look favorably on this though if they can win 1 or 2 opening frags, or especially 2, but even just getting one. Get in a 5-on-4. Start with some of the basics here and feel like you have a little bit of control on the CT side, because it's been swept away from them up until this point.
This is all a fake. The outside utility, that wall that's been set up, is they're hoping it's going to pull Art back. He's gone back down the vent, but nobody is actually out here. Looked for a moment like Glaive might lurk it back into an upper execute. So they're hoping that they're keeping eyes outside, which they have. Safe is still there with the op. Art's over in secret. They have a window of opportunity at the upper site.
Huge issue with no smokes inside of the bomb site. If these Molotovs come down and they land on the low ground, there we go. Windows getting shot at. They can't put out any of these grenades, so they have to just rotate around them, and that's a big issue. Trying to see if they can relocate into it. Safe doing amazing work though, finally gonna get taken down by Farlig, getting up on the rafters. Drop with the kill. This might be working out. 17 seconds and still a 2-on-3. Molotov does nothing there, and Farlig is expecting a flank, and he's not wrong, but the timing is not there for it yet. Trade by blameF, 8 seconds on the clock, and he has to almost go straight for it. Faking it out, he's out of time, and nobody's gonna come fight him yet. Yuri will get it at the end, and FURIA, they pick up that first round, and it was real close. If not for Safe and that double, I don't think they made that work. Those Molotovs actually were really efficient, but yeah, just double AWP kill.
Yeah, well, Astralis gives FURIA a few extra seconds here, because Safe was actually down over at lockers and rotated in. From the time they break those windows and say, okay, let's start throwing utility, to the time the first contact is made is way too long, I think, for Astralis, because that gave FURIA all the ability to rotate and get into position and get comfortable. Some of the flashbangs missed or weren't used while they actually had the defenders blind as well. This is much more fast-paced. All right, risky. I think you have to call it off right out of the gate as soon as Glaive goes down. Ew. pair of rough rounds right now for Astralis.
Yeah, but I think you mentioned the last round the logic of trying to fake that outside because it's been working so much, and this time they've been slow, but now trying to change the pace. So Astralis, I guess they are trying to play off of their earlier success and keep FURIA guessing, but right now that's not working out. So second round very likely here for FURIA. Config low on health already. In an interesting position now that the smoke has been put up, but I'm sure they're going to be checking.
My only issue is, like, far be it for me to be super critical of the in-game leaders that we have, but it feels like an upper rush probably would have been more effective in the last round when you knew you were going into when they had a little bit of busted economy, when you know they might not have all the smokes as we saw, or they might not have a Molotov, a counter Molotov to slow things down. They go right at it in a round where FURIA gets all the money behind him and picks up nades and utility. 2 in a row for FURIA. Good to see them wake up out of the timeout.
I don't think that's being too critical, Jason. I'll allow it.
All right, thanks. The arbiter of criticism.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thanks.
Timeout called from Astralis now.
Can I get a little crown or something to go with it?
Yeah, we'll get you a crown.
Just to make it official.
A little paper one. Put a Pepe face on it.
Perfect. I like it. Round number 8. Yeah. Couple of good rounds. I'm glad. I want this to be all 3 maps. I need for this to be a really close game, because this is both these teams, they're a little bit rusty to start maybe this one. They're both playing some fun Counter-Strikes. I really want to see them go at it. I don't want to see FURIA get wiped out on any of these maps, and right now, you know, especially winning these rounds with a bunch of rifles still alive, they have a clear shot to get back into this game. It's far from over.
And an infusion of cash in the FURIA side as well.
Yeah.
4,000 on safe, which is quite nice for your Opera. 3,200 on KSCERATO. Yuri's at 2,500. Things looking pretty decent after these 2-round wins for FURIA. Molotov outside to mess with the smoke bouncing off the roof. This time Astralis is heading outside. Back to what worked. The bread and butter from the early stages of this half. Farlig and Glaive to cross behind the secret wall. AK and AWP combination. And 2 players drop for FURIA.
Well, in the past, 1 wasn't quite enough, and they let Glaive slip through, so now they're going to be super ready for it. Glaive, though, not quite sure how far to go with it. Yeah, Art on the jump, and then they got the crossfire setup, so if they wanted to keep pushing here, I mean, they should at least be able to win the fight against Glaive without too much issue. Safe, far back on the map. He's going to get his just reward. Patience out there. Very, very passive way to play that AWP out of the yard compared to most other AWP players on the CT side, but it works.
That busted up the stack, which means Glaive can hit a banger on KSCERATO. Molotov to cut off rotations, but there's already 2 players down here. Art up top, and again, a tough crossfire to break through. Farlig with 1, Art with a double as well. Farlig needs that shot, and it's so difficult. Art holds on to the bomb site. In this round, the rotations from FURIA are perfect.
Yeah, blameF. Ooh, can you really afford to take? I don't know about this. With 30 seconds, I feel like you almost just need to chance it. Drop down, see what happens. This is taking an extra maybe 10 seconds that you won't have at the end, and he's going to give it up. And this actually, I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but you just see like a very clear stylistic difference between how Farlig is playing this round and how blameF is playing it. Because blameF is saying, I'm not good. I don't feel super comfortable winning it. I have a little bit of time. You know, if I drop down the vent and there's someone waiting for me, but I instantly bang them out with the AK, it's a 1-on-1, and I still have 25 seconds. Maybe I could win it. Farlig, he swings against Art with an AWP, knowing that if he misses a shot, he's dead 100% of the time. But if he hits it, then they're back into a 2-on-2 and they can win the round.
I would say the only thing that I would say is blameF's thought process probably isn't about trying to drop down and bang him out. He's looking at the money and he's saying, if I save this weapon, I can buy a smoke. And I have the AK-47. I've saved. My team has enough money to buy up weapons and utility behind it, so we have another essentially full buy moving forward. So I think you can play that conservative as well when you have those that early 5-0 lead. blameF going to be aggressive, and he forces the op off the angle.
Config quick into mini. They heard the drop though, and that's a nice safe kill there for Art. If he doesn't get that one, it's going to crack open that defense once again. I love the move, and Config, he's hoping that Art is in mini and not actually inside of the bomb site, but I still love it.
This is the big difference in, hold the thought, Art, out of the vents, that's awkward. Yeah, you're gonna go down. He had to have known it as well, got stuck outside of the vents, and now they beat the rotation. Safe, trying to find an angle, getting tagged up, backing away, not too much damage, but it's still gonna make it a tough shot. blameF 1-for-1 outside.
Yeah, good return from KSCERATO. They really needed that. No more nades left on the T side. There's a couple there on the CT side, but nothing that'll help them actually secure the bomb defuse. So it'll be a little bit tricky here. Yuri's angling for anyone to come peek him, but they're not doing that right now. They're playing it really far back on the Astralis side. And Yuri spending some valuable time right now just trying to set it up. HE does nothing at all. Flashbang, it's too far back, and Sip on the double. It's Glaive with the ending Mac 10 kill, but Astralis, after taking a little bit of a break, that's got to feel great to be able to come back and win a 6th round. And that maybe also justifies a little bit of what you were talking about in terms of blameF with actually keeping the AK, keeping some of the stuff alive here.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just see they're kind of shuffling players who are in lurk positions depending on where they're attacking. Obviously, this round, everyone going downstairs, blameF outside, able to just nab that one with the AK-47 he saved. Previously, we saw Zip lurking in the lobby, but one of the big differences in that 3-round streak from FURIA is not taking early losses. You can see how much more difficult it is for the T side if they don't find that man advantage. And there's another one. Safe has been great in opening duels. This one, he gets caught.
No one checking for him, but they know now for sure. Finally going to be taking down KSCERATO. Still not quite sure about where Art's gone. 2 people in mini and only 1 M4 in play. So it could be really devastating. I actually like Art playing aggressively here to try and find one more kill because they need it. They're not going to win this round if he just gets pushed back, so they need to do something. Double 4 peak, that's not bad. Art gets one more. It's still 1-3, and Yuri, he's going to find one up close with a 5-7 and pick up the rifle as well. This is something.
Yeah, Art knows what's happening. Art knows what's coming. Oh, barely. Kind of knew what was coming. Couldn't get his crosshair over towards the hut door, and Yuri's left in a 1v2. And you've saved. I think you go for this.
Surely the bomb is just only planted. At least hang around for a kill. If somebody walks into the crosshair here, you've got a little bit of a shot at it, but problem is now there's an elevated position next to him, and that's always hard to fight like this. Obviously no kit in play, swings wide for it, and he's gonna be going down. 8-3 on Sip.
You wanted it.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit better. It's been a real long time, and Astralis have a good lead right now, and even now, I'm seeing a UMP being picked up. It's a rare sight.
They're just running out of money. It looked so good a few rounds ago, but Astralis able to respond. Nice rebuttal, some of those kills, even in losses, chipping away at what FURIA can handle. 4-round lead for Astralis. No op this time on Farlig. He's gone for the AK-47. FURIA themselves cannot afford an AWP as well.
Yeah, real moment in time there for FURIA where they could have done a lot more work, but somehow it gets snatched back from that otherwise great comeback that they were trying to build. 7 rounds is already, it's pretty comfortable for Astralis.
Oh yeah,
see how much more they could do.
They're loving it. And I mean, even if you win this round, the money on FURIA is so brutal. Astralis can really springboard this into a massive lead.
Sneaking through, I like this. A little bit slow. That's actually friendly flashbangs. A little bit unfortunate, but still.
He would have killed drop.
Yeah, but he still might. He still has a very good shot at doing this. KSCERATO, no idea. Gun barrel is showing. Gonna be pushing into lobby. 2 people, also into hut. 2 people waiting there. Drop is low on health, and he's dead no matter what. It's either gonna be Glaive on the one side, or blameF on the other. Safe, and Yuri left. 2 on 2. They brought it back at the bomb.
It's outside lobby.
It is. They have to go really far, but they have time for it.
Well, I think the hard part too is the smoke that's over in mini at the moment. There's no way they push through it, surely. Because FURIA has no idea that the bomb is dropped all the way back, so they're probably at the moment thinking that Astralis is in that upper bomb site, and they're trying to find a way to get into it. They got to wait out that smoke. So time is being bought, unfortunately, for Astralis to pick up that bomb and relocate and completely confuse FURIA once again.
Who is going to get the read here on the FURIA side? Is anyone going to be thinking, I should be headed downstairs, I should find a way to get closer? Yeah, Yuri is starting to get there. This is real important. Safe has a Molotov for an after plant, so maybe there could be something there. They're going to go check, make sure no one's around. Yuri, I don't think they saw him. 8 seconds here. Could he get the drop on Glaive? Then it's a great 1 versus 2, but Glaive will win the fight instead. Yuri going down. That's a really unfortunate turn of events. And now it's all on Safe here. He's been playing real well so far, but a 1 versus 2 like this, you know where one of them is. Now you know where blameF is, and that's a lot of damage. Here comes the Molotov. Oh, but he gets caught throwing it, and blameF takes him down. It's actually a great idea. That Molotov could have done so much work. It's going to be another round for Astralis, though. And the money for FURIA. Busted up once again.
That's tough in that 2v2. Yuri even gets the dink on Glaive, but the M4 betrays him. Obviously can't clean it up. Same with the follow-up fight. 8-3. And this is the tough scenario for FURIA. There was a nice bright pocket of light in the 3-round streak that FURIA was able to rattle off, but it's back to darkness for the Brazilian side. No money, no funds. They're down 5 rounds on CT side Nuke.
But they have a scout. Favorite weapon, Jason. It's only for a second. Same result when I buy it.
A very brief second, yeah.
But I still like it.
Scout is one of those guns where like you buy it and you, in your head, you see it playing out. All like the nice one-shot headshots that you see the pros do.
Yeah.
And it just never works that way.
Or you remember that one round you had yourself 3 years ago?
3 years ago,
like,
yeah.
It's like, ooh, I can hit these headshots. I just like the movement speed. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. Feels good.
Nicely done from Config. Berserker outside. Now entering into the upper bomb site, KSCERATO, the only one left. Config's got him as well. Quad kill in the round for Config. Stat padding against just pistols, it's all good.
You know, through the lens of FURIA possibly having a little bit of a cold start here, and Astralis coming in with a good amount of momentum, this is some of the best Astralis Counter-Strike I've seen in a minute. You know, I feel like the whole team's kind of working. It's not just Config trying to drop 32 kills in a game. There's more stuff happening here. Some of the calls look really good. I mean, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because obviously it's just we have a minimal sample size.
Yeah.
But still, it's looking much better than I was actually fearing.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, if you're Astralis, it really is the old, like the I don't know, the kind of boring idea of like one game at a time.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with a bunch of different teams at the moment that are struggling. FURIA probably feel that way as well, but I think especially teams like G2 and Vitality are very much like, you know, we just saw Vitality have a rough series against Movistar Riders in the play-in stage, and then come in and play well yesterday.
Yeah, true. One game at a time.
They're all looking for that consistency at a higher level, trying to bring their their bad game up to an admirable level.
Config trying to push his luck there, but he's going to run into the Molotov, so will be denied for the minute. Safe is back on that AWP. And Art out as well. That's Yuri actually pushing to take down Glaive. Art's with him, and they're going to win that fight. I like this. This is FURIA trying to tell Astralis, you can't just be having it all outside here. We're going to come challenge you. Config goes down. He was low from earlier, and there is a chance for a little bit of a follow-up here. Finally, this is a dangerous fight. He's going to try and take it, but Art will beat him, and they lock it down.
He probably feels like he should have had that kill, and then maybe you have a chance for a second one, which could have brought Astralis right back into it. That's unfortunately, it slipped out of his grasp. Nice double kill from Art. We touched on it earlier, at first 4 rounds I brought it up that it looked like Astralis was tactically outplaying FURIA in a big way, and one other thing that kind of lends evidence to that is actually FURIA beating Astralis in terms of opening kills. They now have, and Astralis still with a massive lead in this game.
And also, though, if you are getting beat tactically, it helps a lot, especially if you've got almost no nades left here. It helps so much to just win the fight before any tactics are even relevant. So, so why not try and push the game that like early into the round where you're like, well, in the first 20 seconds, we're going to try and make sure you can't even have the stage to do any of these strats. So good stuff. blameF is going to get caught by Art outside. It's a flawless round for FURIA. They needed it badly, and it's good to see them pick it up. They need to build on this, though, a lot more. This needs to be... I think the rest of the rounds here in this half need to go FURIA's way at this point in time. Otherwise, they're going to be in some trouble.
Yeah, and even if that happens, you still know that this is a really rough half, and the second half is going to be a huge test. You're not feeling comfortable regardless of what you get if you're FURIA. Astralis, on the other hand, they haven't even had to worry about their money throughout this game. They've been leading in rounds. They've been doing a pretty good job, obviously, tactically, but also they've had no money issues whatsoever. So Astralis, despite losing the, the facet of the game in terms of opening duels and opening kills, winning pretty much every other aspect of the game.
Here we go, trying to change the pace again. Opening for Glaive. Flashes are pretty good, but drop with that smoke. He's going to get some safety. Trying to come through, but he actually just dives off. Config, that's a smart move. Doesn't go straight for the fight. Spins around instead and drop. Not ready for that one. Farlik's going to be catching Yuri, flanking through, and it's Safe and Art left, and they have to back on out of there. Man, I'd love to see that round in slow motion because the Glaive entry is really good. But the fact that Config has the presence of mind, he wanted to underhand flash his way through, but if he does that and keeps pushing and takes the fight straight to drop, I'm pretty sure he loses it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good route running from Config. It's going to be 10-4. And I mean, I think a lot of this too is built on the early success of Astralis. Let's go back to the tactical side of the game. the fact that so early on, Astralis is able to apply pressure in secret, apply pressure outside in yard, find some kills there, be really just kind of a huge nuisance for the FURIA defense. FURIA's had to start rotating, as we mentioned, they might 2 players outside to be aggressive, and Astralis has caught onto that fact. You go for that upper hit, you had 2 players, Art and Safe, just locked out of mini by smoke, by flashes, by utility, couldn't get involved in the action and support in any way. So Astralis make a perfect call of the situation, and obviously the opening kill from blameF is a huge help.
Catch here as well from Farlik, just...
Yikes.
Yeah, if there was a chance, that was it. Very different look for the Danish side so far. FURIA need to win all of the last round. They're going to be in trouble. 10-5 is still not a very good result.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That's a big spread.
The fire rises.
Yuri waiting in ramp room, waiting to receive. 4 Astralis players attacking his position. No utility is used just yet. Tight angle, and he's got Farlig. But Config is going to creep out quietly. Another opening kill to FURIA, but this play might help Astralis get back into the round.
Seeing Yuri stick around for the extra 3 seconds, obviously now he's gone, it's no problem.
There's no one watching heaven. It's going to have to be one of the upper players. They've already rotated 3 players downstairs. It's all on drop, and if blameF can take some attention away as Config comes up heaven, ooh, baby.
Yeah, this round is far from over. 45 seconds. Config is looking, he must be confused at this point. Where are they?
And he also doesn't want to go up the ladder, right? Because that gives him a disadvantage on the fight. So he's coming out here to jump up and wrap around to get a cleaner fight through drop, and that's why Astralis has called this pause. They're waiting for Config to get in position and be ready to go.
Yeah, but Drop knows he's got the right read. Still M4 versus AK, and it is Config. Gotta be careful about that one. The spray not quite working. There could have been a follow-up right away. Glaive is there, and Sip, there we go. Safe now. A little bit scared with this AWP because they're all around him. 2 versus 3, but if he misses a shot close like that, Art's coming up, but he's gonna get denied. blameF will get the shot, and now back up on the hut again. And Safe, he's gone back to look. He knew that someone's out there. He definitely knows that blameF is there, but is that going to be enough? Yuri trying to get up, but up on the hut, if they look right now, they might get the shot. There's one. Oh! It's a headshot from below! And they get that 5th round. FURIA, they needed it. Oh, amazing way to end the half. Let's see how the second half goes. It's coming right up.
Hey Future Pros! I saw Big doing a nifty little boost on Nuke during the European Minor Open qualifiers, so I thought I'd quickly show you all how to recreate it. To do this boost, you'll need 2 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you'll be acting as the stool. It's important work and your contribution is appreciated. Run over and hop onto the far left railing and crouch down. When Future Pro 2 is on your head, stand when they jump and then just chill out. Future Pro number 2, you will get to have all the fun. Follow Future Pro 1 and get onto their head using the close railing. Jump again to allow your stool to stand. Now aim towards this gap and line yourself up so this railing lines up with the edge of the direct close wall. Position your scope so you're aiming just below the painted blue section. Then fire your AWP when the timer is just about to change from 148 to 147. Here you can see the exact moment when CSN made his shot. And that's it. With a bit of luck and a willing teammate, I'm sure you can hit this shot at least 1 in every 100 rounds. Good luck.
We have returned it once again to the Counter-Strike realm. 10-5 in the first half. Way to end it. I still can't believe that one. Second half is going to be coming up. It'll be Astralis now on the CT side, of course, FURIA on the T side. We're on Nuke. First map in this best of 3. And did they do enough, Jason, FURIA, on that first half? Is 5? Is that going to be enough to win this?
No, absolutely not. That's not even close to enough. Especially because, I mean, just by eye test, it looked like Astralis was outplaying them on so many levels. You have Zip performing pretty well. You got 13 kills on glaive, 11 on blameF. Config hasn't had to be any kind of crazy beast. He's just had some impactful kills. I think this CT side for Astralis, they win the pistol, they're just going to cruise to a nice, quick map 1 victory. We'll see if FURIA can prove me wrong. Not against that idea. Glaive's got dualies, though.
He's got dualies, and he's top fragging at 13 kills. Well, not quite. Safe is actually 15, but still, at least on his team.
Safe was incredible in the first half, by the way.
And you've got to say as well, I mean, Glaive had one of those games the other day where he was completely non-existent in the match at all. So it's kind of good to see him stepping it up a little bit too. Oh, they're dropping it. They know. Oh, no! Oh, the bomb. At least it goes down in the vent with them. I was going to say that would have been a nightmare. Sip is here to try and catch them as they come through. And right behind them in the vent, Glaive is running through with the dualies. So they want to try and see if they can stop this before it even happens. Flash not quite there. It's a close-up from KSCERATO. And he's able to pick up Sip. And still no bomb plant. They're just fighting and waiting it out now. 2 versus 3. Glaive is here, but not hitting the shot right away.
That's a classic CSGO timing. Good kill for Config. Still a chance in this. Glaive through the smoke, almost able to connect some of the bullets. Config going to try and work his way out door. They can actually crunch this position. Both the doors are open. That's a huge win for Safe. Backs in and closes the door on the way out. And I think that's all said and done for Config. This would have to be some near impossible shots tucked behind the door. There's the first. There's the first near impossible. Taps it again. KSCERATO slow playing it, no kit, and Config time's run out. Time's run out on this for sure. No kit at all. He's gonna back away. It was a nice attempt. A cool looking kill. And the dualies are salvaged.
Well, at least there is that. Yeah, I kind of wondered, did he touch the ground before he fired that USB or not? Like, I'm not sure.
He extended his tippy toes.
Just making contact with the ground. Well, either way, I like this from FURIA. This is a cool idea. And being this far...
Oh, they are so lucky.
Yeah, that could have been a nightmare. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, he landed.
Good touch.
Yeah.
It's all good. Now, being this far down, and you've...
Yeah, well, that's the face. That's the face. He just walks into a bathroom and it smells funny.
Seat's still warm. You're like, oh, all right.
Thanks for taking that one over the line for me.
I'm here for you, Jake.
All of us. All of us, baby. All of us viewers appreciate it.
It's moving on, though. When you're down like that, 10-5, and you get into the B-bomb side pretty quickly, that could be a real temptation to instant try to plant it. And that's actually, you can lose some rounds like that, you know? You don't clear quite everything. So slowing it down, I mean, and kind of making sure was not a bad move.
Also, it's like Astralis rotated down there quick, right? They went down the vents very, very fast after that FURIA hit. Oh, good job from Zip, and he's going to get away. There's the M4. Config comes in for a double. Another hero M4, and Glaive adds another 5-7 kill. Oh, FURIA just stepped on a Lego in the middle of the night.
Well, that's what we make in Denmark, and pretty decent Counter-Strike players too. And they stole the idea. Shameless Danish people stealing that M4 idea for the second round, and it works.
Just like they stole from the Swedes. I have no idea anything about the history between Sweden and Denmark.
Some amount of land at some point. And, we're still trying.
What a good round. Yeah, I know. Don't bring it up.
What a ridiculous round.
11-6. Yeah, that really is crushing. That really is painful. Config just saying, I see you. I'll do it better, though.
Yeah, I like that idea. Now let me try and perfect it. All right. Well, that... Some short celebrations here for FURIA. Probably quite happy they won that pistol round, but it lasts for 1 minute.
The clutch in the at the end of the first half, the pistol round victory might have had him building into something, getting some energy back in the team, and obviously that's just so deflating, especially just it being such a comprehensive victory for Astralis. Deep smoke, Config empties the mag. Zipix again going to be tested. He'll drop, they hear the footsteps. He's not worried.
No. A little bit careful, though. Don't want to give anything away. There's a good kill. Not even that much of a drop, just a deal headshot.
That's actually a gift. They get a bomb plant out of that. And look at the way Astralis has to scramble and rotate. That might have been way too aggressive for Zipix, considering the positions of his teammates.
And they get a smoke, presumably stolen from Sip as well, so they can put that up by a little bit of time. Config, though, through the vent is going to be on the other side of it, but interesting little spring trap that they've got set up here. Config again with the jump. Oh, man, Drop's not going to be happy about it. Safe on his own, 1 versus 3, and he is going to be found. That's a solid retake from the Astralis side. That could have been much worse.
Yeah, it gets themselves out of danger. I think Zipex really needed to fall all the way back, but I didn't actually catch. I think there was a player coming down secret as well, so he might have been like, I don't know where this guy is either. Don't know what the communication might have been. Or someone in vents. 12-6. Well done from Config. Cracking open the retake with a self-flash.
Yeah, not working out for FURIA right now, is it? Even when it is, it's short-lived. So they buy a single AK in this one. Try and see if they can run out there. I'm still impressed. Safe is still top fragging. He's got 18 kills, and then, you know, they're 6 rounds down. So he's trying his absolute best to drag his team back into this game somehow.
Yeah, trying to carry them through the rough stretch. They just don't have a whole lot of time to get back into it.
It's not easy carrying people that are basically passed out. I did like a first aid course, Jason. You have to pick up people that are, you know, just...
Yeah, got that dead weight on your shoulder.
It's not easy. It's not easy at all.
blameF outside. Spots one. That's a fight he enjoys. Won't expect the AK-47, but still wins it out. Gonna have to back away now with low HP. AK-47 recovers. Deep nade gives Farlig an angle as they swap positions.
Hot. That would have been a nice shot to hit. Farlig, they're going to go and check and see that he's not really there anymore. Sip, good angle, especially with the crossfire. No problems this time. Config there to help out, and Art is on his own. And this AK, it's a great idea, but alone versus 5 is not really going to be quite enough. So another round for Astralis. We're up to 13.
Config had a good first half, pedestrian, nothing crazy, some nice impact, but you can already see here early on in the 3 kills in the pistol round in a losing effort, but the second round, his mobility getting over to ramp room, he's not shying away from any fights. He's being a menace, just moving across the map at will. 3 kills in that previous round as well. He's shot up the scoreboard, 19 frags on him. He's overtaken Safe.
Yeah, starting to really get there. Buy into this round. It's not that bad. A little back 10 there for Art, but the way that he likes to play the game sometimes, you know, even that can make sense. Just to get some speed behind, maybe get the right flash through a smoke. Ooh, he's gonna make the drop down again. You need to find someone right away. Yeah, you're hoping for someone to be there and that they're looking maybe towards the squeak door, then that plays perfect. But when you don't find anyone, I mean, Config at the same time.
Careful, Farlig.
First half, yeah, a little bit scary. Oh, how is he alive? Death by 1,000 cuts. Somehow still breathing, and he's going to be taking down Art. There's the eventual closure, and Safe comes back. Oh, he is so on point right now. Seems like if they want to win this, he just has to do all the work.
I think he'll get a chance. His attention is going to be towards midi, and Config has come up secret. Looking towards big garage. Config didn't have the timing. He looked away, but he snapped back. 14-6.
Yeah, Safe trying his absolute best to make this a round. But a 14-6 scoreline, no bomb plant. It's just, I mean, it's spiraling way out of control. You said it if they win the pistol. Now, they didn't do that, but then they won the follow-up round, so I guess that's kind of the same deal.
Yeah.
They're going to be cruising through.
In my opinion, we should count that as a as me having the right call.
I'll give it to you, Jason.
Thanks, man. 14-6, 8-round lead. MAC-10s, Tech-9s, Config in the upper bomb site. They've gone at Zip a lot. Glaive missed a chance to save his teammate's life, but he's certainly going to recover it. Does eventually fall. T-Fence goes 2 for 3.
It'd be cool to get a little replay of Glaive's decision-making in that one. Once he loses the first player that runs around the silo, he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back and fight at Hut instead, and I'll have time when he comes around the other way instead of furiously trying to, you know, run around and do a lot. So just some cool moves from Glaive. Not stressed at all. You can tell he's just he's in it. Yuri though with maybe a chance here. Oh, he catches Farlig, but shot in the back by blameF. Could have been a 1 versus 1 if he could have, you know, got behind the silo, repositioned himself a little bit. Unfortunate, close round. But it will be another one for the side of Astralis.
He would have needed that kill immediately with that Tech-9, unfortunately, onto Farlig, because blameF played that bait just about perfectly, realizing the Tech-9's committed and pushing through the smoke. Yeah, I mean, if you miss that kill, just make sure you're safe. At a certain point, you're just like, sorry, bro, I let you down. It happens. Don't worry, I got a double. 15-6. 9 chances for Astralis to close out Nuke. Mirage is next. I'm excited to listen to the desk conversation about that one because they kind of alluded to a few issues they saw in Astralis' game on the map itself, so a chance there for FURIA to even up the series.
It's picked by FURIA as well, that Mirage map, so I'd love to see that. They're surely going to be hungry for some revenge. Config on the other side, thinking about it. Timing would have been good, but no way to know that. And he's just expecting them to come through. So waiting on the other side. Nade touches nobody there. Config, though, does get tagged.
You try to push that smoke. Oh, no, that's a Molotov. That's a Molotov that bounced off the wall. By FURIA, that's... Okay.
It's so crazy,
That's
but I love it. That's so absolutely mad. But imagine on the other hand,
if it works.
If they don't catch him like that and that smoke fades and suddenly he's just there, like how would you ever know? How would you ever guess it? Falig up close in the corner. There's a nice shot. Sees the bomb maybe too. KSCERATO will take him down. They're getting out of squeak door. Everyone, that little choke point, taking a fight at the back of the bomb side is glaive, but not winning it. Sip and blame, 2 versus 4.
They're just gonna have to save. Yeah. That's a really hard fight for glaive once his teammates go down to swing out the left side of silo and try and protect against that door. That's a really difficult fight, especially against multiple players. So FURIA's gonna have a 7th.
I don't know if this is Falig's thinking, but once they fail that Molotov, for him to go back and play the back vents like that it makes maybe a little bit more sense, because that's a position that's hard to clear if they don't have any more Molotovs. And since they lost one trying to throw it in that position, and Config saw it and heard it.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, a position where, you know, if you've lost 2 players at that point, he's like, I need to start finding some kills to bring it back within reach.
Yeah.
Good place for an Opera to peek in and get a deep kill that's relatively safe. Unfortunately, after that frag, he might have just thought it was one player just to lurk, and FURIA was setting up for a full set piece out the door. True. So if he tucked himself behind the vent, maybe he would have had some kind of a chance, but then a Molotov comes in, then he has to put out with the smoke, and then he's neutralized. So round could have played out differently.
Give me the little bit of a picture of the chances for a comeback here for FURIA, but in the form of like a nature documentary scene, Jason. What are we talking about? Okay,
nature documentary scene. This is like, I've made you watch this. This is like the scene in Blue Planet when the little lizards are hatching on the beach.
Yeah.
And they have to scramble across all those snakes. Yeah, adorable little lizards that we all love. We all root for them as they're running around.
All right, so Astralis are the snakes.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you see, like, it shows you 10 of those little lizards just getting strangled and choked out and destroyed by the snakes as that one little heroic lizard tries to make the final run. FURIA's not the heroic lizard.
All right. Okay, so we're trying. I like it. That's great. That's why we pay you the big bucks, Jason.
I got you.
3 versus 5 on this one and cracking it open. Now, Astralis had a couple of rounds like this too in the first half where, yeah, you just win the opening couple of kills, and that's it. You're in a pretty great position. He survives on a single point of health. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Might need to go get some band-aids later or something like that, but still alive.
Sure. Alcohol, clean out the wound.
Yeah. Battle-scarred version of KSCERATO.
Well, 15-8. At least you're living to fight another day. Grinding 1 round at a time. It's just, man, the one mistake factor with this many rounds.
Yeah, that's always the problem. Just takes one little thing. I will say this though, if nothing else, Safe, we've been mentioning a couple, he's been playing really well, and the longer you can extend this map going into Mirage, the more of these teammates on the FURIA side can start to feel like, okay, hold on, like we can play this game too. We don't have to be so scared. Config might be pretty good. glaive might be having a decent game. blameF's out there too, swinging, but you know, we have some answers that are not just safe. So I feel like it's always worth it to try and push it as far as you can and not just get swiped out here. So yeah, 15-8. They need 7 more rounds to get into overtime. So trying to escape there, but there's fire everywhere on the other side, and Config was there too.
Hiding behind the vent at the moment. Very, very safe. Ooh, tagging him through the smoke. Another one for Config. Silenced M4 doing work. Safe is going to peer into the upper bomb state of position. glaive has held a number of times, but he's changed his angle. And I think this is all she wrote. 5 on 3 for Astralis. Config's got the 2 opening kills of the round.
And he has so many teammates behind him, Config. He's not that worried about the potential for...
look at what he's doing.
Yeah, just emptying that one, throwing it down.
Just having a good time. All that's left, I guess, is really an upper hit. They don't have the utility to go outside. You could go over towards ramp and see if you can just trade a kill coming in or maybe get a lucky shot onto Zip. Config's just making sure they can't change their position. And Astralis can basically just stall you out. That's the kill they needed. Zipix gives it over to him. 4 on 3 now.
Every time it's safe, every time they need something, he's the one to pick it up. 45 seconds. Bomb is making its way down slowly on that ramp. And Yuri, could he be the playmaker in this round is the real question, because they need the bomb plant, sure. If they can't get past Config, none of it matters. The taps are in. He's going to get dropped. Oh, this is really scary. And Config to close it out. It's Astralis picking up the first map in this best of 3. Huge performance, definitely way better than we've seen them. FURIA are going to have to come up with something special for the second map, surely.
Yeah, we'd like for them to bounce back, and they're going to have a chance on Mirage. The desk is going to break it all down. That's coming right after the break. Map 1 to Astralis. Group stage continues when we return.